Hello, everyone. Yuri Rashkin here. Before we dive in, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps this channel reach more people who care about truth, democracy, and what's really happening behind the scenes. All right, let's get straight to it. Because what we learned this week isn't just troubling, it's defining. It shows us exactly who is on which side and what this so called peace process actually is. Bloomberg, as you know, published a leaked transcript of a phone call between Steve Witkoff, Trump's handpicked special envoy, a man with zero diplomatic experience, and Yuri Ushakov, Putin's top foreign policy advisor. And let's be clear, Witkoff wasn't negotiating. He wasn't defending American interests. He wasn't even representing the United States. He was advising the Kremlin on how to manipulate Donald Trump. Yes, advising Russia on what compliments to use, on what tone to take, on how to flatter Trump's ego using the Gaza deal. Witkoff literally told Putin's aide, congratulate him, tell him he's a man of peace, praise him. If you flatter him the right way, it will be a great call. This is not diplomacy, not strategy, not foreign policy. This is a psychological coaching session with a hostile foreign power on how to control the president of the United States. And Trump's reaction? He shrugged and said, he's got to sell this to Ukraine. He's going to sell Ukraine to Russia. That's what a deal maker does. There it is, the Rosetta Stone of Trump's worldview. Ukraine isn't an ally. Ukraine isn't a democracy fighting for survival. Ukraine is a product, a bargaining chip, a casino token on the table of the world's most dangerous gamblers. No wonder this story exploded first in the Ukrainian and Russian information space, because Ukrainians immediately understood what this means. Under Trump, the United States is not brokering peace, it is brokering Ukraine. Let me say something uncomfortable but honest. It's not that the US under Trump is abandoning its principles, it's that it no longer has any principles left to abandon. There is only the deal, the big deal, the cult of the great deal maker. In this worldview, a good deal is whatever makes Trump feel powerful, even if that deal is handing a sovereign democracy to a KGB dictator. And guess who understands this perfectly? That's right, Putin. Putin knows exactly which buttons to press. He knows Trump doesn't care about sovereignty, alliances, or human lives, only about personal praise and image. Putin needs Ukraine's surrender to rebuild his imaginary empire. Trump needs a victory picture. Look what I did in 24 hours headline. And both men think they can use each other to get what they want. But they are trapped in their own flaws. Putin can't stop being Putin. And Trump surely can't stop being Trump. Two predictable men in the most dangerous possible way. And now Jared Kushner reappears. You know, it's serious when Jared shows up because Kushner is the closer, the family negotiator, the guy Trump trusts more than he trusts his own judgment. When Kushner and Witkoff both enter the arena, you're not watching diplomacy. You're watching a private family business negotiation with global consequences. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio, the actual Secretary of State, is reduced to a decorative cover. His statements about no guarantees for Ukraine until there is peace are just headlines. The real deals are happening off the books, in rooms with no oversight, between men accountable only to Donald Trump. This is the double game. Rubio tries to sound tough, Witkoff and Kushner try to sound sweet to the Kremlin, and Trump tries to sound like the world owes him gratitude. But here's the irony: Ukraine has expressed gratitude publicly, repeatedly, sincerely. US media count over 70 instances just this year, but apparently Trump expected gratitude in a different currency. Ukraine is not just receiving support, it is spending billions on American and European weapons. Ukraine is a customer, a partner, and a pillar of Western security. And for Ukraine and for Europe, One clear lesson is emerging. If the United States under Trump cannot behave like a reliable ally, then democratic nations will spend their money and build their security with partners who value principles, not personal deals. European leaders see this scandal and think if America becomes unpredictable, Europe must learn to lead. This is the beginning of a geopolitical shift. The US risks going from global leader to global grifter. Timothy Snyder calls it the grifter's bubble, a world where you think the rules don't apply until suddenly they do. And here's where the bubble is thinning. Trump's support is collapsing. Poll numbers are sliding. Republicans are whispering. Some are openly panicking. And Trump? Well, Trump blames everyone except himself. But the real question remains, can Ukraine afford to depend on the United States that cannot decide whether it wants to be a democracy or a cartel? The answer, Ukraine must stand with partners who stand with principles. Because this week made everything clear. Rubio serves politics. Kushner serves family interests. Witkoff serves flattery. And Trump serves only Trump. But Ukraine serves freedom. Ukraine serves dignity. Ukraine serves the idea that democracies do not surrender because dictators demand empire or narcissists demand applause. And that is why, despite the pressure, despite the leaks, despite the manipulations, Ukraine still stands. Putin is no closer to victory today than he was the day Trump returned to office. Because here's the truth. Authoritarian leaders may try to make deals, but democracies make history. And Ukraine is making history right now. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe, share the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And check out my full weekly conversation with Irina Uzlova. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay better than safe. My name is Yuri Rashkin. Take care.